Hello everyone, welcome back to the MERN Stack Laboratory series. In today's experiment, we'll work with the file system module available in the Node.js. So we'll be performing the fifth experiment. Using this module, we'll perform the four basic CRUD operations on a file. CRUD stands for create, read, update and delete. These are the four most common operations performed on files as well as databases. So let's understand how these operations are implemented using Node.js. Before we start coding, let's understand what the file system module is. Node.js provides a built-in module called file system, commonly known as the fs module. Using this module, we can perform various operations on files such as creating files, reading files, updating, deleting, renaming and copying files. Since it is built-in module, we don't have to install it separately using npm. We simply import it using the require function. Now let's open our program. This line imports the file system module. The require function loads the built-in fs module into our application. Using this object, we can perform different file operations. Here we are storing the file name inside a variable called file path. All CRUD operations will be performed on this file. If the file doesn't exist, Node.js will create it automatically during the file operations. Now let's understand the first operation, fs.writeFile. The writeFile function creates a new file. If the file already exists, it overrides the existing content. The syntax is fs.writeFile, file name, data, callback. In our program, the file name is example.txt. The data to be stored is hello, this is a sample file. The third parameter is a callback function. Callback function, you may notice that almost every file system function contains another function inside it. This is called a callback function. Node.js performs file operations asynchronously. Instead of waiting, it executes the callback after the operation is completed. Now look at this part. If any error occurs, the error is displayed using console.error. Otherwise, the program prints file created successfully. Once the file has created, the next operations begin fs.readFile. The syntax is fs.readFile, file name, encoding, callback. Our file name is example.txt. The encoding is UTF-8. UTF-8 tells Node.js to read the file as text. Without specifying UTF-8, the output will be returned as a binary data called a buffer object. Notice the callback here. Data contains the contents of the file, so JavaScript prints the file contents on the console. Now we move to the update operation. The appendFile function adds new data to the end of the existing file. Unlike writeFile, it does not overwrite the existing content. Instead, it appends the new content. In our program, we are adding this is the new content to the existing file. After completion, the program displays file updated successfully. Finally, we delete the file by using fs.unlink. This function permanently removes the file from the system if the operation is successful. The program displays file deleted successfully. Let's understand how the program executes. First, Node.js creates the file. After successful creation, it immediately reads the file. After reading, it appends new content. Finally, it deletes the file. So the execution flows becomes create, read, update, delete. Notice that every operation is placed inside the callback function of the previous operation. This ensures that the next operation starts only after the previous one has completed successfully. Now let's execute the program. We just have to type node server.js again. So all the four outputs from the previous code will be displayed. If you observe the folder carefully, you will notice that example.txt is created, updated and finally deleted. Today we learned about the file system module in Node.js. We perform all four CRUD operations. We understood the difference between write file and append file. We also learned how callback functions work and why Node.js execute the file operation asynchronously. That's all for today's experiment. In the next video, we'll learn how to send data from client side to Node.js server using Ajax and the fetch API without refreshing the web page. If you found this video helpful, please like the video, share it with your classmates and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next experiment.